Okay, I want to ask you, have you noticed this desire to feel like you are more authentically you or just comfortable in your own skin and just being yourself? And maybe you're somebody that you find yourself struggling to, that you always put a filter on and you're just kind of trying to be a different version of yourself that you feel will help you fit into the environment you're in. And then there's another part of you that's like, wishing it could come out and be fully itself. I think a lot of us are being called into a time right now. It feels like a conversation I'm having a lot where people are really having this desire to just authentically be themselves and be able to just speak their piece, express themselves how they want to dress, and talk about their passions and interests or pursue them and connect with other people like that. And sometimes we don't feel that we have the courage to do that. And I think this is a time where we're all having this desire more strongly than maybe previously. And so today we're going to talk about 3 ways to know that you are becoming more aligned and in tune with your authentic self and expressing it. And I think there's some obvious signs, and then I'm just going to cover a few 3 tools you can use if you feel like you're still kind of struggling to figure out who you are and who is that authentic self? Like, what does that even look like? So first, I would say, if you notice that when you are being present in a situation and maybe you're around some other people, if you take notice of during or even right after the interaction that your body feels really relaxed and at ease and warm, there's no tension. A lot of times you feel tension in your throat if you are filtering yourself. So if you feel like, oh, I'm very relaxed and open, I don't feel that tension in my neck or in my throat, and you are being able to speak freely, you're not having to like think first, and it's just your thoughts are flowing right out in an excited way, then that is often a very good sign that you are more in your authentic self with that feeling in your body. Because opposite of that is when you're not, you're tense, you're thinking your shoulders are up, maybe you're talking more quietly, where you notice a difference where if you're being more in your aligned, authentic self, that word doesn't want to come out today. You will also maybe find that your pace of speech is faster, it's more excited and maybe even louder, like a higher volume. So these are some good indicators from your body that you are being in your authentic self and blooming into that version that we all desire to express. Another one would be that you seem to just keep coming across more and more people that you might call your tribe, or your people, where you connect with a complete stranger somewhere totally random and very quickly discover that you both share something in common interest or passion or belief or core value. And so you just immediately bond and can talk freely, like I was just talking about. And so finding yourself having these connections and meetings with people that are very aligned with the way you like to be when you're being fully yourself, unfiltered, when you start to find more of those people popping into your life and having these great conversations, that's another key to know. I'm starting to step into that authentic version of myself and expressing it. Last one would be that you feel more energy, and energy that is like curiosity, inspiration, creativity, and also you'll find yourself getting more new ideas of things you want to try. There's just an openness that comes when you're in that aligned space where you feel free. There's a freedom that comes, which allows things to come to you energetically, and that includes, like I said, creativity, and that's even abundance and prosperity. You'll notice that coming into your life with more ease. You might notice your body feels more healthy, a lot more vitality. So it's just a more high vibration, high energy, that feels really good. And so that kind of talks about, like, there's the physical, but also noticing this energy. So like when I'm really in that zone, I will notice I'm getting ideas for things I want to share, or things I want to, like a book I want to read will pop into my head, or there's just maybe a group that just pops in and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember reading about that. Or it just might be that I decide that, I want to go be creative and make some art. It just, these new ideas start to just pop in. There's just a level of inspiration that starts to step into your life. And so those are 3 really big clues that you're starting to really step into that authentic and aligned version of you. And it feels really expansive and good. So if you are somebody who's like, I don't really know what that looks like or feels like, I have some tools for you, and most of them are previous episodes or things that I have done. So one would be that I have a core value, so it's a values blueprint tool, and I'll put the link in the show notes or in the description, but that is a way to use to dive into like, what are my core values that are making me who I am? And it can help you just kind of get some insight and clarity on the things that are important to you, because sometimes it feels really vague. It's just a really specific, easy, couple-minute tool, little exercise you can go through to get some clarity on your core values. So that's my values blueprint. Another one, and I'm checking my little cheat sheet here, but another one would be there's an episode 47, and it's about getting to know yourself even better or even more. And I dive a lot into even more tools that I'm talking about here. So that's a good episode to check out because you'll find tons of resources there. And then I have 2 meditation episodes that are also going to be in the description and link, but one is talking about the inner child. So this would be the 3rd one. That is also a beautiful resource. Our inner child, like going in and asking like, what are things I used to do and love to do when I felt more free? And not everybody has memories or openness of that. And so it can help to do things like a meditation that help you kind of tap back into that inner child that maybe had desires and wishes that they didn't get to experience, but they had things that intrigued them or they were interested in or wished they could try. So working with your inner child. So I have 2 meditations. One's a 15-minute meditation about tapping into your dreams and desires. And then I have another one that's a 10-minute meditation about getting to know yourself. So I've got some very helpful resources you can plug into. They'll all be in the show notes. But I think that when we can all feel brave enough and have the courage to express ourselves fully, it gives the people in our lives and that we come in contact with permission to fully embrace themselves too and express themselves and feel safe. And wouldn't that be a lovely gift to give other people by giving it to ourselves first? So if you have come into a time where you're feeling called to that, I would love to hear that you are also experiencing this call to be yourself and just have the courage to express and openly be you. I would love to hear that and share how that has been an experience that you're being called to as well in the comments. So I would love it if you like, share, subscribe. If you know somebody who's having this conversation with you and they need some tools to help themselves get tuned in more with themselves, then please send them this so they can check out the resources too. So I hope you have a lovely week, and I am sending you much love and joy.